Before we get started, let me tell you all a little bit about what BYogi is and who we are. So we are a all-inclusive liability insurance company. We specifically have designed policies for yoga teachers. We offer online coverage, a mobile policy, which means you're covered anywhere you teach in the United States. Even if you're traveling and teaching on different retreats in the US, you're covered. We offer 450 modalities too. So sound healing, yoga therapy, we cover it all. If you have any questions, definitely check us out at byogi.com or email me directly at Lizzie, Lizzy, at byogi.com. So today, as you can all see, we have Ari here. She is a yogi, a business consultant, creator of BizYogi, retreat leader specializing in creative business, connections, brands, and taking entrepreneurs to the desired place in your life and business. She's the author of The Abundant Yogi. Definitely check that out. That is on Amazon, or you can find it at BizYogi Co. And we'll put all of this information in the chat and also the follow-up email. So you'll have it all there. As, like we said, if you have any questions, place them in or drop them in the chat box or the question feature, and we will answer those at the end. Again, thank you for joining. And if you're ready, Ari, we can get started.
Absolutely. And thank you everyone for putting in where you're at in your business. That helps me also to dictate the webinar towards you and help you really see the path of what it takes to start a business and then grow a business. So I'm going to talk about the growth factor, but I do touch upon some fundamentals. So I'm going to start sharing my screen in a minute. Because of course, hold on, I closed the window by mistake. So I'll tell you a little bit what you guys can expect on today's webinar. I love to teach. So you want to take some notes and really get into the, hold on. There you go. Now present. Because we really want to think about how to grow your yoga business without a big email list or social media following. And why do I say this? I like to pre-frame everything with the why and say that we think that we need a huge audience to make good money. You don't. I want to just you can make thousands of dollars from a handful of people. Now, is this the way to consistently grow? No. Your audience will keep getting bigger. Your email list will keep getting bigger with certain strategies that we can implement. But in the beginning, I want you to think possibilities, potential, not just on the amount of money and impact that you can make, but also on your, right? Things that you can do to make this happen. All right. So freedom and impact are my two core values. I have more, but these are the two core values. And why? Because I decided when I became not even a yoga teacher, because I was in the marketing world and advertising world before that, and I'll tell you guys a little bit more afterwards, but I wanted to work for myself. So I started a freelance business because I wanted the freedom to travel, to dictate my life. And when I became a yoga teacher back in 2005, then I realized the impact, right? So it was these two beautiful aspects of really entrepreneurship is what helped me move forward and create successful businesses that have this broader reach. And I wanted you to ask yourself, what would a profitable, impact-driven business feel like? Right? So you're fulfilled, free, and flowing. Obviously giving back without burning out. Okay, so just settle into that essence of feeling. What would it feel like? And then you're going to maybe have some pictures in your mind, some visions of what it would look like. Okay, but we're going to keep that feeling vibe throughout the class today. And I'm an essential oils lover. So if you have an essential oil, I highly suggest wild orange at the moment because that's the oil of abundance. So if you don't have it, I'm going to smell it for you. It's right here on my desk, and we'll get started. All right. So I'm about to share the 3 secrets that all successful entrepreneurs have right in front of them. And it's not posting more on social media or, like I said, having a massive email list. All right. And we're going to do this exercise right now. We're going to take about 3 minutes to do this. So I want you to make a list of results you'd like to see happen in your business in the next 6 months. And you're going to focus on these 3 categories. Your brand and knowledge, meaning what do you want your brand to look like? What do you want your brand to feel like? What offers are you thinking about? And what's your ideal lifestyle that these 2 things can support? Because we create businesses to support our lifestyle, not a lifestyle built around our businesses. Hint, hint. Okay. So take 3 minutes, jot some stuff down, draw a picture, meditate on this. So what do you want your brand to exude? What offers do you want to create? And what's your ideal lifestyle that you would like these 2 things to support? Okay. So 3 minutes, not even, like 1 more minute. And this is super important, so I'm glad you're doing it. I'm going to put a little music.
This is the #1 way to make more money.
And I'll keep checking the chat, but I want you guys to write this down. Love this. Okay. Thank you guys for posting all this stuff on the chat. And yeah, Justine, I love the fact that you said that you're not interested in building an empire, right? Like, that's good clarity. Amazing. Okay, so I'll keep this background music on a little bit. Now that you have this big, beautiful picture of what you want, let's create a pathway, okay? I'm giving you my trick. It's not really a trick. That's probably the wrong word, but I'm giving you my strategies really for making this feel like a real action plan. And you'll be able to fill a lot more of the stuff in the masterclass. And I encourage you to then keep working on this when we're done. Okay? And let me know if this resonates. You have lots of ideas to grow and make more money doing what you love, right? Again, maybe not an empire, but you're like, ooh, I really love helping children get out of the PTSD, maybe from COVID lockdowns. And I want to do this through yoga and through some, fun and games. Or you want to make more money, right? You want to make your business equal more impact and positivity, because if your business, look how all this ties in, if your business can support you getting more clients, which means you're helping more clients, then you're making more impact and positivity. And you love what you do and you want to do it all day long, because I know I love what I do and I love to do it all day long. But sometimes all this business stuff is a bit of a drag, meaning like all the tech, the socials, all these new like online features, which softwares, right? It might feel like a drag, maybe doing your finances, keeping track of your numbers, might feel like a drag to some of you, but your journey towards success feels aligned because now is the time. Okay, so if any of this stuff resonates, I love to like get embodied. So yes, yes, yes. And let's be honest for a moment. You're posting on social media. Maybe you're not getting the results. You're feeling stuck in front of your computer. You're like, I've heard about funnels, or I've heard about, this new way to, share my links on social media, but I don't know which one to use. Or how do I do a webinar? Like how do the slides, or maybe my online course? And so you feel like, okay. And you're intimidated by it. And you're like, how do I grow my list? I see everybody getting freebies and, offering this and offering that. How do I build that? Okay. Or maybe ads. Maybe you're like, damn it, I see people running ads. Like, how do I start that? And is it right for me? but you're a pro at what you do, right? You've done the trainings, you've taught a lot of classes, and you're like, I feel like I'm really talented, and you're connecting into that, but you're not a trained marketer or salesperson. Does that make sense? And again, you might even feel overwhelmed at all the tasks as a solopreneur. The constant posting, the taking the pictures, the doing the videos, the following up with emails, the creating the programs, writing the emails, sending the newsletter. Like, it's a lot of stuff, guys. I get it. Okay. But you're here to make a difference, and you don't need it to be so freaking complicated, right? Simplicity is king here, or queen. But guess what? There's 3 keys you want to focus on when you're reassessing your business. And they might be, again, simpler than you think. So we're going to go over these 3 keys. Okay. The mantra for today is attract clients, get known, sell out. This is the vibe, right? We're creating a potential of manifestation. But in order for us to manifest and attract these clients, people need to know who we are. And if people know who we are and we have the right systems and strategies in place, then we can start selling out. Okay, so it all is a big, beautiful loop. Okay, and like I said, I tell you guys who I am. For some of you who don't know me. So first of all, I'm a mom. This is new. I have a 1.5-year-old. There she is, the cutest thing ever. Her name's Solène. As Lizzie said, I'm an author. I wrote a book, The Abundant Yogi. It's a business of yoga book. I'm a wife of 8 years to my husband. I'm also an acrobat. I've owned a yoga studio. I'm a speaker for conferences. I own a conference. I own the Yoga Expo and the Global Yoga Conference. And I'm a total goofball. And I'm very big on clarity and saying things like it is. But I value my life and freedom first. Oh, and I have 2 dogs. And I've taught in Wanderlust. I've taught at Yoga Journal Conference. I've been a Lululemon ambassador. I'm a doTERRA wellness advocate. I've written for Thrive Global, been featured in Better Homes and Gardens. I co-own a solar power company with my husband. So I've not only dabbled in many industries, but I've done it well. Okay. For years, I've been teaching yoga since 2005. So there's a testament to my success. I've traveled internationally, led retreats internationally, trainings, all the things. And I've done it all with fun, community, and ease. Also, I don't want to hide many tears and frustration moments, but that's the journey of an entrepreneur. So my goal is that I'm here to show you what you can be and do. Notice the word be. Okay, so that's yourself. And then do is the actions that you take. Because without both of those, there is no change. There is no progression. There's no growth. So what we'll cover today. First, the 5 key pillars of a holistic brand that captures a lasting first impression. Why customers purchase and it's not what you think. And why creating more products and more offers isn't the road to 4 or 5-figure months. Okay, I'm not here to be like, create a 7-figure business. No, I like to keep things super practical. And really, it's how would it feel like to have, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 months? Would that make a difference in your life? Would having a $10,000 month make a difference in your life? So let's get right to it. So apart from my 2 core values that I shared with you guys earlier, abundance is also one of them. That's the book, The Abundant Yogi. So let's go into brand pillars. Okay. There's 5 of them. Mission and vision, products and purpose, core values. Look, 3rd time I say this, audience and positioning, and visual identity. So your mission and vision, if you haven't written these out, and really, let me just jump to the next slide. No, let's keep it. If you haven't written these out, I highly suggest you write out your vision statement and you write out your vision statement. Your mission statement is who you do, the what, and the result that they get. Okay, like who's your audience? What are you doing for them? How are you doing it? And what that looks like. This is the more practical. The vision is that like bigger picture. And I like to keep my vision statements within 5 years. So I'll tell you guys my vision statement and my mission. My mission is that I help conscious and holistic entrepreneurs create and grow businesses using marketing and sales strategies so that they can get more clients, make a bigger impact through my coaching, consulting, and online courses. See, I've got that dialed down. Okay. And my vision is that in the next 5 years, I will have impacted over 1,000 people who've gone through my coaching and consulting. Okay. So pretty simple and clear. My vision statement is not like, I want to impact 5 million people. My big, hairy, scary goal is 22 million people, but that's not for the next 20 years. So I have time, no pressure on myself. Products and purpose. So without a purpose, the product isn't as impactful because your products should match your vision. They should be built right on that vision, on the mission, and they should serve a purpose that is beyond you. Your core values. If you haven't done a core values exercise, I highly suggest. I have all my clients do core values. And it really brings you down into your pillars of your business. Okay. Your audience and positioning. We're going to go a little bit more into that later, but who are your people? Don't tell me everyone. I want to work with everyone. No, you got to reshift that and don't get scared, but having an audience of at least a like ideal type-ish of people will help you. Okay. And then positioning. How are you showing up? How is the visibility factor of your brand? What is it saying and what does it look like? Okay. But visual identity is the fifth, and that's what we're going into now. Why are your brand pillars so important? Okay. There's clarity on message and the big promise. And why does your brand even exist? What problem does it solve? And how are you positioning your brand? Like, how is it showing up? Okay, because there's two factors about positioning. It's called practical and intrinsic. And again, we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, but these things are so important because they dictate the connection you make with your customers, the potential of sales that you will make, and it humanizes your brand. Okay, so like I said, you probably have your top 4 pillars covered. And if you don't, it's super important. And we're going to focus on the 5th pillar because it asks, how does this make my clients feel? You see that? The feel part, muy importante. Okay. Oh, I'm also Peruvian, by the way. I never told you guys, so I speak Spanish. But look, we use an acronym called BOLD, right? Who you are, what you're offering, how you leverage it, and how we duplicate it. So your visual identity is your positioning and connection strategy. It maybe delivers words like hope, ease, or comfort. Okay. This is directly related to your brand colors, the images that you use, the fonts that you use. Okay. And how your brand assets, meaning those things, your logo, your website, your social media look and feel, okay, connect to this emotional part, which gives you sales through message and feeling and authenticity. Okay, so visual identity is your positioning and connection strategy. It is the outward expression of your brand that connects to the inward expression of your customer or the inward desire of your customer. Okay, let me know if this makes sense. I talk quickly because I'm very passionate about what I do. So please, as questions come up, put them in the chat. So the process is simple. You have your brand and visual identity, which connects to your brand positioning that goes beyond what's called surface into more of a deeper bond, which helps you create your content and visibility strategies that give micro wins to your customers, which then leads to offers that solve their exact problems, or at least the bulk of their problems, which then makes it easy for people to buy, which creates a healthy business. You see, this is your roadmap right here, piece by piece. If I go and open up your website right now, All right, what am I going to find? What am I going to read? What, if I open up your social media, what video, what graphic am I going to see? How is this being positioned, right? That isn't just a bunch of look and feel, but there's a depth to it that I connect with emotionally because it is talking to my needs. Okay? And is it helping me at least like move one little piece of the needle forward? And are you making it easy for me to buy? Like, how do I, like, are you putting out your offers? Are you selling yourself? And if the word sales feels like to you, we can shift that, okay? But constantly working on these pieces, typo Ari, we create a leveraged, sustainable business without the burnout of churn and burn, okay? So three parts of marketing, we work backwards. Always start with, what are your income goals? Like, how much money do you want to make next month? And actually, I would love if you guys put in the chat, and don't worry about editing yourself, like, how much money would you like to make in a month? Just put it there. Big, scary, hairy goal, okay? Because then the right offers will dictate what that looks like. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I have to read the chat. 1,500, 5,000, 2,000, 5,000. Yes, 5,000, 7, 5 to 10. Yes, 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 yes. These are all right, guys. By the way, there's no right or wrong answer of how much money you want to make a month. Rita, 5,000. Justine, 3 to 6. 500, 2,000. Wonderful. Okay. Yes, say it. I'm going to put my big, scary, hairy goal. I've worked on my money story, so I'm throwing that in there. Yes, 6,000, 5,000. Okay, I love it. Look, lots of 5,000s. That seems to be the magic number. Okay. Well, would it be crazy if I told you that you can make $5,000 with 2 clients? Crazy, right? You're like, what? Yes. All right. So those are the right offers. And then we, like, based on the offer, we create the marketing and sales. Like, a lot of my clients, when they start working with me, they're like, all right, I'm working on my like teacher training manual. And like, I've already broke down like what we're going to do at the retreat day by day. And I'm like, so have you told anybody about this? They're like, no, it's not finished yet. I'm like, sell it first, build it later. And we can talk for hours about this after, but for now, just get that, write it on a piece of paper. Okay. So what do you need to start? Simple. Again, I like to keep things simple and doable. You need a connection platform. How are you talking to people? How are they seeing you, feeling you, looking at you? This doesn't mean Instagram or TikTok. You might have an in-person connection platform. You might show up at your like city community center every week and you have a crowd. Or like Jessica, who's on this webinar today, she teaches a yoga class, I think once a week, Jess, right, at your state park, and she gets like 100 people. That is a connection platform. Okay. Now, add a social platform to this, because it's crazy to think that we shouldn't leverage social media. It's like you have free marketing on your phone. Think 20 years ago, how did you get in front of people? Flyers, or putting an ad, for those of us who've been teaching that long, right? Putting an ad in like Natural Awakenings, or maybe doing a radio spot. I mean, this is how I started growing my business. There was no Instagram. There was no TikTok or like YouTube, really. So we've come a long way, and we have a lot of potential in the palm of our hand. Okay. So a content plan to drop value. Like, before I buy anything, and think of this, right? Before you buy anything, you want to know that it's good. You want to connect to the company. Maybe like I try to support local businesses, ethically created and sourced products, right? Like, that's important to me. So how are you dropping value and your core pillars in your content that has a wow effect, even if it's small, right? I talked about micro wins, small wow effects. So that's the content for purpose. And then you need something to sell, because like doing reels and TikToks and, coming up with these cool videos and ideas, but you have nothing to offer, you have no business. It's a hobby. Drop the mic. Okay. I told you guys I'm real. Okay. So you always need something to sell, even if it's a class or a training or a book. We can figure out the 85 million things that are out there for you to produce and create in order to generate revenue. Okay, because there's a lot. And for those of you guys who don't have my book, inside there, I go through a bunch of really cool ideas and revenue streams. Okay, so key number 2, why customers purchase and it's not what you think. This is called deep level affinity. So I talked about surface, right? Maybe a minute or 2 ago. I talked about surface. This is what your Instagram feed looks like. This is, what your brand and website looks like. People don't buy based on what things look like. People buy based on how that makes them feel. Nobody buys from logic. They buy from emotion. So write this down. Facts tell, emotions sell. When's the last time you spent, a good chunk of money on something? Let's think of a car. We've all maybe purchased a car before. That's a big investment, right? When you got into the car, you touched it, you smelled it. Like I actually like cars. I like to know like little, things about cars. I actually wanted to be a race car driver when I was 4. So I've always liked cars. My dad's a big car fanatic. But when I get into a car, and I have a Subaru now, right? When I got into my Subaru, I was like, how does this puppy drive? How does it feel when I'm turning the wheel? Is it like too loosey-goosey? Is it kind of tight? I like German cars. So I was, jumping into a Japanese brand. And I was like, how does this feel? I was like, oh, how does it look like? How do I look like inside the car? Like, do I look tiny? The last thing I was thinking of was like, how much MPG does it get? That was after. Okay, so deep level affinity is when you focus on giving solutions, wowing, presenting people with your magic. It becomes instant value building and rapport so that we start sparking those feeling things and solving problems. So one of the big things, because I was pregnant when I got this car, is how safe is it? Okay, does it fit my family? I have 2 dogs. Then I went into the practicality of it. But it made me feel safe. My husband sells impact windows. We're in Florida, right? So peace of mind against a big storm. Safety. So it's the feeling that people buy from, not like, how thick is the window? Is it 2 millimeters or 3 millimeters, right? No one cares about that. So think about this, okay? Talk to your audience, connect with them on an emotional level. This is why it's very important to understand your customers. So if the vast majority of your clientele, like I'm going to give you an example of Nina. Okay, so Nina is one of my clients. She's a personal trainer. She sells essential oils, a wellness consultant. And we started doing the exercise of who are your target audience? And so we did a couple of things. We looked at her past, the majority of her past clients. We looked at who follows her on Instagram, like who's already a captive audience, and who does she really love to work with? So we came to the conclusion that she gets great results with women in their 40 to 50 age range who have had kids, because she loves working with postpartum women. So now we're creating the program that helps these specific women, because they all have commonalities. Okay, they might not be the exact person named Kate, and Kate is 37 years old and has 3 kids and makes $80,000 a month or a year. A month, that would be great. Okay, so yes, that exercise is good, but we work mainly, instead of demographics, we work on psychographics. And I have an exercise that I do with my clients, which is the people purpose product. And we go through a lot of these things. So Talk to them on what they need. Okay, so what are the qualities of your ideal client? What do they need and want? And how can you serve them the best way possible? What is going to make them hire you over the other yoga therapist or the other massage therapist? What's going to make them go to your yoga studio versus your competitor's yoga studio? Again, I'm going to use Jessica because she's here. Jessica has a yoga studio in Connecticut, and she is like the family studio, and her teachers are like real people. It's not like a, burn your fat, like exercise, like hot yoga studio. So she caters to a different type of audience. The way she fills her trainings is through a different messaging. You understand? So this is important. It's your uniqueness, differentiating, and going into that deep level affinity. Okay, so content is king for this because you want to focus on your core messaging pillars with 3 main messages. The problem that they know. Okay, problem they know, and it's a surface level problem that they're not like scared to speak on. So for example, I use me for an example. I had a baby 1.5 years ago. I gained a ton of weight during my pregnancy. I had like some complications. I'm a thin, fit woman. You guys have been teaching yoga for 15 years. I'm an acro yoga teacher. And for like 8 months, I could barely move. So I gained close to 50 pounds. So I've been on a journey to get fit again, not to my old self, fit again. And I started researching best exercises for post-pregnancy. I hired a trainer that was specific to women who had just had a baby. I had C-section complications. So there was a lot of things. So I was super specific on who I was looking for to help me get back in shape. I couldn't do yoga, so I really needed to focus on fitness. My sacrum was out. Every time I did yoga, I was in pain. Then I needed to heal my C-section scenario. So I hired a woman who was specific in pelvic floor and postpartum who worked with C-section women. Do you understand? So I know the problem that I had. I was overweight and I was in pain, right? So when I started researching, a lot of people's stuff came up, and I downloaded their guides. I got their audio. I watched their free trainings in order for me to pick the right person. And this was Google and YouTube. Okay. So look at that, free marketing. The problem they know, but is secret. Okay. This is what I call the low ticket item. And we'll talk about this a little bit more. But the problem that they know, but is secret is like things that me as a maybe new mom wasn't going to be like telling everybody about. It was more stuff that I would write in my journal, or, maybe I confided in somebody that I really, 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 really trusted. Okay. Those are maybe deeper level problems, I'm going to call them. And then problem that they don't know they have. So what problem don't I know I have? Maybe if I didn't lose the weight, because this was important for me, didn't lose the weight, get back into shape, got rid of my pain, maybe I could have gone into depression. Maybe I could have started other toxic behaviors. It could have affected the relationship with my husband. So you see, understanding what our potential clients are going through can help us dictate the content that we create. And that's not just what you're posting on social media, the emails that you send, the blog you write, the video you upload on YouTube, the IGTV, the collaborations that you do. Okay. So does this help you guys understand a little bit more? Okay. And say, yes, Ari, or hey, put a question in the chat. So how do you move people from where they're at, not happy, to where they want to be? And look how I put this big fat X over my Instagram. Because the Instagram is not the answer. It's that deeper level. It doesn't have to look like a beautiful feed. It needs to solve and help people. Okay. So posting more is not the answer. It's quality over quantity. Because if you have 300 followers, wouldn't you want, just quickly, imagine you actually had 300 people in front of you. Because when we do the comparing game, which is I cuss, guys, bullshit. Okay. When you do the comparing game, you're like, well, Ari has 9,000 followers. So like this girl, obviously she's successful. She has 20,000 followers. I do it too. But close your eyes and imagine that you are in a room with 300 people or 100 people or 1,200 people. What would you like to talk to them about? How would you present yourself? 300 people is a lot of people. Okay. In social media land, I know it doesn't feel like it, but I'd rather have 300 solid, engaged, like viewers than 9,000 flakes who are like, just following people for following. Okay. Messaging strategy and figuring out those 3 levels will create your content strategy. And again, not just for social media. I talked about all the other different ways that you can connect, right? But for all your communication and visibility strategies. So think there's 3 types of marketing or 3 types of audiences. Organic. These are the people that are like free, right? It's organic growth. The followers on your social, the people on your email list. If you have a YouTube channel or a LinkedIn, okay, this is your organic, the stuff that just ebb and flow. Maybe you do a class, people join your list, or maybe you like do a special event and people join your, they follow you on your Instagram. That was an organic strategy. Earned, this is perhaps if you have a podcast or if you join somebody at a podcast, if you run a summit or if you are part of a summit. Okay, so you're earning the trust of people through a more curated platform. And then you have bot. This is when you run ads. Okay, but a combination of all these 3 is what gets you that omnipresence. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to grow my business. And I know that one of the ways is to be on top of people, not in an annoying, like, manner, but like, hey, I'm here. Look at this cool video that's going to help you do this. And look at this cool thing that's going to help you do that. And look at, because I'm in service. And as much as I don't really teach yoga right now, as much as I used to, because I used to teach like 1 million classes a week, I can still help people through tips or suggestions or showing case studies of my clients. Okay, so this is really important for you all to think about the content that you're putting out there. And again, not just for Instagram. Okay, so shift or key number 3 is why creating more products isn't the answer to a scalable business. And if I look back at like, I don't know, 10 years ago, when I was like in my prime as a super professional, famous acro yoga teacher. I say famous because like, really, but I was I was traveling, teaching trainings for acro yoga. I had my studio. We had just opened my studio and I was obviously leading a lot of the acro yoga. Do you notice the word acro yoga? That's what I was known for. And within acro yoga, I was a specialist in 2 modalities. I was one of the only people in the world that had triple level certification for the solar track, which was the acrobatics, the cool tricks, right? The handstands. And I was also part of the fundamentals team. So I was helping create the manuals. I was, if you buy a acro yoga solar DVD, you'll see me in it. That was a very like specific area that I taught, which helped me fill immersions. That's what I did. I traveled the world teaching immersions. And for example, I had an immersion in New York with my friend Chris Loebsack. We had 80 people at $500 or $600 a pop. I mean, talk about being niche. Since there weren't a lot of us solar certified teachers, it was like a very specific training that people could take, right? So if I look back over 2 to 3 years, I mainly only taught acro yoga immersions and trainings. I wasn't like creating workshops like left and right and like switching up all my products. I was very specific. So now that I'm a business coach, I'm like, oh, damn, I've been doing this for a really long time. And that's why I was getting that level of success. Okay. So it's not more, again, quality over quantity. And this is why I love to teach people about their signature system. What is it that you can do super well that gives people the, I'm going to say transformation. I feel like that's kind of a broadly used term right now, but really is that shift from not well to well, from unhappy to happy. Okay. And you really don't need all these fancy things. You need your skill set and passion, and you have that. You need a small audience. You need a way to fill them with value. You need a connection strategy that feels authentic. And you need to do it on several levels. Now for people to make a purchase on what's called the cold marketing. So the hot marketing is people that are like ready to buy, that know you, that have been following you, right? The warm is like the in-betweeny, and then the cold is those who don't really know you and maybe see you on a summit or hear you on a podcast or see an ad, okay? Now, for somebody like that to purchase from you, they need to see you, feel you, however, have contact with you over 25 times. Over 25 times for that purchase decision to be made. Give this like 7 years ago, it used to be 7 to 10 exposures. Now it's over 25 because there's so much coming at us, okay? That's why I'm very big on this, right? The 3 levels of communication and understanding your audience and seeing that omnipresence. Okay, so then you also need your presence as an expert on the subject. I know you're good at a lot of stuff, but pick stuff that you're really good at. Like if you're a yoga therapist, like, what does that mean? Can you niche down a little bit? Be hyper niched, okay? And where can people see you, feel you? Like, do you have a hub? Meaning, like, do you have a Facebook group? Do you have a website? Do you have your social media? Do you have a community? Oh, I already said Facebook group. Do you have a YouTube channel, right? Like, where can people find you? Is your Google game on strong? Google's the #1 search engine. YouTube is the #2 search engine. Are you on there? If I were to Google you right now, do I find you? Okay. And an easy offer that can generate immediate results. Okay. When I say easy, it means that it's not like something that people need to mortgage their homes to participate in. Something that's like a yes, an easy yes, because you are also, so this is twofold, okay? They saying yes because it's what they need now. You're going to help them now, okay? And it's an easy yes, meaning there's a low bar of objection. They don't have to like think about it, talk to their husband. Like, it's not like you're buying impact windows for your entire home, which is like maybe a $30,000 investment. Okay. And I also don't mean this for the easy offer. It doesn't mean cheap. It doesn't mean cheap. This is a huge problem in our industry. We think we have to devalue ourselves in terms of money to let people come in. Like, I don't buy cheap stuff. If something's too cheap, I'm like, probably not good. Think about that. Okay. This is all designed to create 3 main results. You're going to be able to focus where to put your time and energy for your content and offers. You're going to connect with your ideal clients in a more effective way. And you're going to avoid the churn and burn with good sales and business strategies. Fun fact, 80% of your income will come from 20% of your audience. And it's higher, like much higher likelihood than a previous client will buy something from you again versus a brand new client, because it takes a lot of work to get new clients. A lot of work. Like, I have 2 women who I did private coaching for 2 years ago who hired me again. Okay. And I have people that bought a challenge, because I like to run these 5-day challenges, who like bought a challenge 5 years ago, who just joined my private coaching, or who and another one who hired me to build her new like marketing and lead generation strategy. So think about this, like, are you tapping into these like people that love, like, and trust you? Okay. And we make sure that we design our products and programs correctly for each step of the client journey. So we have low price. Remember, these are the, let me go back to this slide. Hold on. Here, this one. Okay. So see the freebie low ticket signature system. Okay. For the problem they know, but a secret they know they have yet. This is this. So low priced or free. That's how you get to know me. And Lizzie, you want to put the link for my free PDF? So look.
Yep, I'll go ahead and add that.
Practice what I preach. Okay, so you guys can download a free checklist, a business checklist. It's like a hefty one, so you can really go through your business and be like, I have this, I have that. Oh shit, I'm missing that, I'm missing that, I'm missing that. Oh my God, I have a bunch of stuff for, I have a lot of work ahead of me. Okay, so you guys can get that for free. And then a medium price, right? Workshops, privates, maybe like a medium price thing would be, I sometimes run these workshops that like Emergence called Create and Radiate. They're not crazy expensive, but you got a lot of work done for your marketing business. And then your medium to high price. Okay, that's, look, 300 plus. Really, it should be 3,000 plus. Like that could be a teacher training, a retreat, a coaching, a one-on-one, what's it called? Mentoring practice. And I'll start going into the chat in a minute. So thank you guys for being patient. Okay. But how are you positioning your brand? How does it support the intrinsic value versus what we tend to focus on, which is the practical value? So I'm going to give you guys an example, and I'm going to stop sharing my screen for this. And stop share. Okay. So here's two purses. Purse one, purse two. This is your Michael Kors Voyager. It looks like this. It looks like a square purse. Okay. What does it do? It holds your things. It's well designed. It looks good. And it's practical, right? It fits on your arm nice. All the things. Price point. Price point is $300. Okay. So the Michael Kors brand, you're like, okay, this purse is going to last me for a while. Then you have your Louis Vuitton Neverfull. It looks nice, holds your things, well made, looks nice as well. Same size as the Michael Kors. How much do you think the Louis Vuitton Neverfull goes for? Dun, 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 dun. $1,300. Why? Why is Louis Vuitton $1,300 versus Michael Kors? They're both made of leather. And fun fact, my father has worked in leather his whole life, my dad's family. So I know leather, not a big difference. Okay. It's the perceived value. All right, Sarah, you win a gold star. You get a shirt. Okay. It's the perceived value. Okay. And this is so true. So true. The perceived value of things is why you can charge more. So how are people perceiving you? Right? So and that is all with the positioning of your brand. So how does that support the intrinsic value versus what we tend to focus on, which is the practical value? And it's all about brand positioning and having these three main aspects organized and making them clear and repeatable. Killer offers, great marketing systems, and great sales strategies. The trifecta of a good business. Boom, boom, boom. And killer offers are delicious, irresistible. People, like when you put them out there, it speaks to them on that emotional level. And that marketing system is well designed. So you're not just like trying to figure stuff out. Like you have a good sales page, you have a good funnel, you have a good content strategy, you have a good video strategy. And then the sales strategy, how are you selling? Is it hard for people to buy? Is it when I talk about like needing 2 people to make $5,000, that's not like usually a click and buy unless you've developed a deeper level affinity with them. So how are you selling? What is the strategy behind that? All sales have strategy. Okay? So now we've gone through a lot of information. You literally have everything you need to go take action, right? You're like, okay, I need to know 3 things. I need to create a killer offer, make it easy for people to buy, and connect with them on an emotional level. Got it. I need to make sure I'm like showing up on my socials, connection platform. Okay. So you guys in theory are good. But I want to ask you, how do you know if you're doing it right? Because even a trained marketer has a mentor. A trained yoga teacher has a mentor, right? Like I still have my teacher that I go to. Okay. So I want to give you guys an opportunity today to pick my brain through the Q&A. And, I don't want you to get stuck. I don't want you to feel like this. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. This is not my mission. Okay. I want to give you the opportunity to get my eyes, my expert eyes of building 6-figure businesses, of being able to create a life for myself, my family that is aligned to my values. Okay. And this is where I love to help smart, powerful, conscious wellness entrepreneurs through, right? Through mindset, through marketing, through systems and sales. And really, like, do you see how all these pieces in order and action can eliminate that confusion and overwhelm? Okay, so today I want to give you the opportunity to apply for a strategy session with me. This is a phone call or a Zoom where you and I will talk one-to-one. Okay. And I would love to keep adding you to my list of success stories. So what happens in these strategy sessions? Okay. Clarity. I'll help you craft the right message so you can offer your services at the price you want and deserve. I want to see how you're working. I want to set you up for success with no-brainer offers, give you the right funnel, sales strategies to make moves towards your successful biz. And I want to give you a plan and timeline, right? So a plan of action. So that way you know exactly what you need to do. This was what one of my clients sent me after one call. Whole Foods Epiphanies, right? But I want you to see, right, how strategy support can create the ideal life and biz without the overload. So you're going to click on this link right here. I'll give it to you guys in the chat, or Lizzie, you can do that, biz-yowie.com/book a call. And normally I charge $397 for this exact strategy, but I'm going to give it to the first 10 people for free. Okay. So if you are like, if your vision is, I want to grow my business, I want to do it in a way that is succinct, that's effective and efficient with the support of expert eyes, then book a call. This is not for you if you're like, I just want to see what Ari has to say. No, I like to work with committed people who want that next step. So this call is your opportunity, like I said, to get expert eyes on your business so I can give you my best advice and to give you a plan of action, right? To shut out that extra noise. There's another testimonial. A woman, we had a short session and she said, she's like, oh, new clients found my new booking system. And that happened in one phone call. And really, if all this did was get your business organized, flowing to get new clients, would it be worth $397? Absolutely. But I'm going to give it to you for free. Okay. For the first 10 people. I already showed you guys. And I want to show you just really quickly one testimonial from Brittany. She just launched her holistic nurse coach training, and she was part of my mastermind. And she said, working with Ari and being part of her mastermind has been the holistic approach that I needed in my business. From mindset, sales to the tech piece, she has you covered. Being part of her community, I've made lifelong friends and learned so much about life and business. She's amazing and she's rocking it. Her last retreat to Costa Rica got sold out, and now she already has half booked for November. Okay. So take a moment. You're going to not only book the call, but you have to fill out an application. And based on that application, I will confirm with you about securing your spot. Okay. So I want to open it up for Q&A and make sure I support you guys. Justine, I know you were asking me about going back to some slides. I don't know which slide you were talking about. And Jessica, thank you. The checklist, yes, it was super helpful. Yes, okay, so Justine asked if we can do this while building our business on the side. Absolutely, right? When I started my coaching business, because this is a new business, I had a studio. I was still teaching acro yoga, and I was still working. I've always worked in the photography and graphic design industry. This was it's one of my passions. So absolutely. And now I have a kid. So imagine I have a solar power business, I have a coaching business, I still do my doTERRA essential oils business, and I'm a mom business. So efficient and effective. Those are my 2 words. And, if you really want something, you'll find the time. If you really want something, you won't watch the Netflix binge. You'll say no to, maybe laying out for another 30 minutes. I'm not saying throw your self-care out the window. I'm just saying, where are you losing time? Like, again, I cuss. Are you eating shit on Instagram or on TikTok? People spend an average of 62 minutes a day on TikTok. You could film 3 YouTube videos in 62 minutes. So I'm just saying, right? Yes, you can build this on the side. So Justine, the slots were taken. Neurodiverse clients. What is a neurodiverse client? I'm going to put another one, my other calendar. See, I told you guys, I get booked fast. So let me see. I'll give you my Calendly. Okay, so once you book in the Calendly, oh, amazing. Special needs. Depending what that means, this is why I get on the phone with you. Because I need to get to know your unique business. Nobody here on this call is unique. And nobody has the same business. So that's why I get on the phone with people, so I can apply a unique strategy to your unique business versus a cookie cutter strategy to a non-cookie cutter business, if that makes sense. Okay, so I want you guys to really take this, and I might not even be the person for you. So I can also be like, hey, you know what? I know these great people who might be a great referral source for you. Because this is how I imagine you pick your teacher training, right? You connect with the teacher, you connect with the studio. So I want to make sure that we connect. And that's why I like to get to know my people. Because I could also be like, here, guys, come join my mastermind. It's X amount of different programs. So, I could just give you something to click on, but I want to make sure that we connect. Deep level affinity. So you guys use this Calendly link that I just gave you. Yeah, I'm going to put it again.
Looks like you just put it in as just a panelist. So I just added the
thank you.
Attendees.
Yeah, I just realized that. Thank you. Luckily, I'm also busy. So yes, this is why spots get taken up on my calendar, but book on the Calendly. I just built this new booking system. So thank you guys. And once you book on the Calendly, I'll send you the application to fill out, because guess what happens? I come prepared to the call. It's not just like, hey, what's up? Tell me about you. It's like, no, this and this. I've already seen your business through the application. So it really helps me get set up. And what else? And yeah, that way we can rock it. It's about 30 minutes. So
awesome. Well, thank you, Ari. This is amazing. And I'm sure everyone is super excited to work with you. Make sure to sign up now, everybody. Those 10 spots, pretty big deal.
Yes.
We will
yes.
be sending a follow-up with some information to connect with Ari, her Instagram, how to get to her book. All of the information she shared with us today, we'll add that in there. Plus, that will hold the webinar replay, so you can watch it again and again and again. Thank you, Ari. Thank you for everyone for joining. Check us out at beyogi.com. We have other webinars there as well. The 2 other ones that Ari has done with us, we have there. So yes. Everyone have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we hope to see you again on another episode.
For sure. And really quick, I'm going to put my Instagram because I'm always dropping some cool stuff in there. So you guys can follow me there as well. See, yep. Always be following. Always. And I want to follow you back. So let's do the whole thing. Mm-hmm. If anybody else has another question, I can stay here for like 2 more minutes and then I have to jump on a call.
Perfect. Yeah, I actually had a question that I don't think was fully answered, kind of was talked about, but I think this relates to a lot of people. How, and the question is, I relate to a couple niches and can't seem to narrow it down. How can I narrow it down?
Check this out. It might not be very yogi speak, but it's called closest to the cash. If you're looking to make some quick moves in your business, what is the lowest hanging fruit? And this is also where I like to go into, these are my 2 niches and which one do I really enjoy doing most right now? Which one is the easiest for me to put out? So it's all about really seeing proximity to your revenue goals and how does that fill your joy bucket? I kind of want to be known as like the business Marie Kondo. So it's like, does this bring you joy? And how much joy does this bring you? Because that should be your meter. But if it doesn't make you money, then again, it's a hobby. So is one thing more of a hobby and the other one's like, oh, this is where I can generate some revenue.
Oh, that was good.
My Instagram is ari.biz.yogi. I'll put it again right here.
If you go to our Instagram, Be Yogi Tribe, you can find her as there as well.
Yes.
We always tag her.
Yes.
All right. If we have no other questions, I think that wraps it all up.
Amazing.
Thank you, Ben.
Yes. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Have a great day, everybody. All right. Ciao.
Bye.